Motherfucker! Hit me in the ear!
Fight Club has one of the biggest cult followings out there, so it makes you wonder, when's the next movie coming? Well, it might be coming sooner than you think. It already has source material, and Brad Pitt is on board to make this happen desperately. 20 years ago, we met a mild-mannered insomniac who goes by the Narrator. We never actually find out his name, and the charismatic, risk-taking soap salesman Tyler Durden. Fight Club hit theaters 2 decades ago and quickly became a staple on the walls of countless male university students. Now, Fight Club 2 is out there, ready and waiting for a possible film adaptation. David Fincher's film Fight Club is based on Chuck Palahniuk's novel, and Palahniuk continued the story in a different format, comic books. Fight Club 2: The Tranquility Gambit is a 10-issue series that picks up with our unnamed narrator, now known as Sebastian, and his rocky relationship with Marla, who was portrayed by Helena Bonham Carter in the 1999 film. The comic book differs from both the novel and the film in a major way. While both the movie and the book are narrated from the narrator's perspective, the comic book is told from Tyler's point of view. In Fight Club 2, set 10 years after the original events, Tyler is lurking in Sebastian's subconscious and eventually comes back to stir up trouble in Sebastian's life. To get the full story, you'll need to read the comics. But if you're interested in what happens next, stick around. Just be aware there are spoilers ahead. To sum up, Tyler comes back to life after Marla switches Sebastian's meds with placebos. Instead of rekindling his romance with Marla, Tyler sets their house on fire and seemingly but not actually kills their son. The fire triggers something in Sebastian, making him realize that his father also died in a fire. This leads him to suspect that Tyler has been influencing his life for much longer than he previously believed. Sebastian finds out that his therapist has been secretly letting Tyler out of the box, and that Tyler has been building up Project Chaos. This group's main idea is that feminism has messed up the world and weakened men. Cue the eye roll. Tyler's big plan is to use Sebastian's son to take down the world's governments, turning him into a modern-day Alexander the Great. Despite Sebastian's attempts to stop him, he can't prevent Tyler from moving forward with his plan. Tyler attempts to force himself on Marla, who escapes and starts looking into Tyler's Rise or Die group. She discovers that this group is connected to ISIS and other organizations. Tyler continues to command his followers to carry out increasingly bizarre and violent acts. Suspecting that Sebastian is catching on, Tyler sends him on a suicide mission, which, yes, has its own obvious issues. Tyler eventually reveals to Sebastian that he acts like a virus, infecting generations of Sebastian's family. Now that he has corrupted Sebastian's son Junior, Junior won't need Sebastian anymore. While Tyler's followers collect and hide the world's treasures, preparing for an impending apocalypse, Sebastian fights with his son. They briefly reunite as a family, only to end up buried alive in a massive salt cavern. Here comes the twist. In the final volume, it's revealed that Chuck Palahniuk himself is narrating Fight Club 2 to a group of comic book writers and friends for their feedback. They're not thrilled with his ending, where Tyler manages to destroy the world outside his bunker. Palahniuk explains that his original ending was different. There was no nuclear holocaust, and instead, the weapons he'd stockpiled were used to trap everyone in the bunker to stop Tyler. But then things get even more chaotic. A mob of angry Fight Club fans shows up at Palahniuk's door, expressing their displeasure with this ending too. Instead, the fans craft their own ending, bringing everyone back from the bunker. They team up with Tyler's apocalyptic group Rise or Die to rescue the rest of Tyler's followers. In the final scenes, Palahniuk and Tyler are strolling on a beach, where Tyler asks about the future of Fight Club. Palahniuk reveals that in Fight Club 3, Marla will get pregnant by Tyler but will have an abortion. Tyler then shoots Palahniuk in the head, declaring that he will become a father. And that's not the end. Fight Club 3 is already out, with a 12-issue series that started in January 2019. 9 issues are available, with 3 more to come. To sum it up, Sebastian, now known as Balthazar, and Marla are still together, but she's expecting Tyler's baby. Expect chaos. It would be amazing to see Fight Club 2 and 3 adapted into films. The storyline is already packed with intense drama, psychological twists, and dark humor, which would translate beautifully onto the big screen, and this will get the attention it deserves. Despite being one of the most celebrated and analyzed films of the 1990s, Fight Club had a rocky start at the box office. Directed by David Fincher, known for his masterful storytelling, Fight Club became a standout in his career and earned acclaim as a defining cult movie of our time from publications like the New York Times. Fight Club managed to earn just over $100 million at the box office, which, while a respectable figure, was seen as disappointing given its $65 million budget. In an industry where movies often make 2 to several times their budgets, Fight Club's performance was underwhelming for the studios. Despite this, it still ranked among the top 40 movies of 1999, according to Box Office Mojo. The film's R rating likely limited its audience, contributing to its lower box office performance. In 1999, only a few R-rated films achieved high earnings, with Terminator 2: Judgment Day being a notable exception due to its franchise status. But the real reason why Fight Club didn't do better at the box office is something else. The truth is, the studio behind Fight Club weren't really on board with its message. Even though they funded the movie adaptation of Chuck Palahniuk's book, which had a strong anti-capitalist vibe, they thought it was too controversial. They weren't thrilled about promoting a film that criticized wealth and consumerism, so they didn't spend much on advertising, which kind of fits with the film's theme. Plus, the movie's graphic violence, sex, and drug scenes made it a no-go for families and younger audiences, limiting its success even more. But when Fight Club hit DVD, it found its audience. People flocked to buy it and watch it in private, helping it become a huge cult hit despite its rocky start. But all this could change for the second version, as almost everybody who has watched a decent amount of cinema knows the movie and people see more of it. Knowing this, Brad Pitt is down for a sequel. Reports say Brad Pitt is all in for a Fight Club sequel, but there's a major hitch. Edward Norton isn't interested. Radar Online claims Brad has been begging Edward to come back for the new film, but so far Norton's not on board. Brad Pitt is determined to convince his old co-star and pal Edward Norton to revive their mega hit with an exciting new sequel. Ed's much happier with his low-key life these days, and he doesn't need the money, so it was a big effort for Brad to get him to even consider it. The buzz about a Fight Club sequel started up after the comic book sequel came out. Even though Norton doesn't seem too excited about getting back in the spotlight, Pitt has apparently convinced him to at least listen to director David Fincher's pitch on what a second film might look like. Studios are jumping all over it, desperate to bring back the lucrative movie for another round. Ed's become a totally chilled-out guy these days and even does yoga in his spare time, but Brad's at least got him on board for talks. Nothing set in stone yet, but Fight Club fans are buzzing at the idea of Brad Pitt returning as Tyler Durden. Right now, the chances of a sequel depend on whether Edward Norton gets on board. Would you be interested in seeing a Fight Club sequel? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more updates. Don't forget to click the bell icon so you never miss an update from us. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.